And we're up.
Woo!
Yep.
Woo!
Hello and welcome to the second session of Delta Green. I'm Michael, the handler, and these are my players. From left to right, we have Joshua, who is...
Actually, I'm not going to be Joshua today. The character has a special name, but he usually goes by the cover of Ronnie Podolsky.
Ronnie Podolsky.
So we'll see who he turns out to be tonight.
All right. So we have Ronnie Podolsky, then we have Robert H., the army chaplain. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Ooh, fortunately. And finally we have Alison Steele, the no-nonsense CIA officer.
Correct.
Excellent. And I'm, of course, handler, who shall remain anonymous, as every good handler does. Very well. Guys, I've read all your backstories, your bonds, you know, the gear stuff. I'm very, very, very impressed. Excellent stuff. Seriously. Thank you.
Nice.
Yes. That said, we do have the downtime to deal with.
Yeah.
Because in Delta Green, unlike most RPGs, you level only between missions or between sessions. So I'm going to ask each of you how you decided to spend your downtime. Let's say for simplicity's sake that it took like maybe 3 weeks since last operation.
Okay.
I don't know if you are in contact during this time. It's up to you. You decide. That said, Ronnie. Ronnie. Actually, I got that one good. Yes. Tell me what you did during this time.
I am gonna go with actually being work. I don't think that I will have any contact with the others since I handled the first mission as a real mission for the loan out, and I'm quite unsure as how to handle it more or less.
All right.
Any sanity, so I think any bonds either. So I think I'm gonna go for some sort of like CIA operation, just going back to work, maybe.
Okay.
Counting is basically just keeping afloat.
Right. Because so no personal pursuits for you, no fulfill responsibilities, no going to therapy, and either lying or telling the awful truth, no improving stats or skills.
I think actually, if I want to do anything, it would be improving stats.
All right, which one?
In that case, I'm gonna go with a really boring one. Being undercover in the chemistry business, I'm gonna go for science chemistry.
Science chemistry, all right. So in that case, you know that you have to fail the test in order to get a +1 to the stat.
That is correct. All right, here we go.
Roll.
We'll wind up. There we go. It's a fail. It's a success, actually.
Yeah,
sorry, no.
Yeah, it's a success. Value 40, you rolled 13, so you rolled below.
So and that means I don't increase, right?
No, unfortunately you don't, because you would have to roll 41 or higher.
Check. All right.
So it's like reversed when you.
Yes, to actually get a +1, you have to fail, and Ronnie succeeded, so he doesn't get a +1. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
The moral, at least.
Yeah. Let's go to Robert. Robert, tell me what you decided, what you were doing during all this time.
In these 3 weeks, I've been pretty busy in the ministry, preaching, helping the locals in my community. I went back to my old priest life, so to speak.
Very well.
Spent a lot of time with my kids, Jonathan and Lisa, and also Amber Rose, who works at the ministry, and she's the one that takes care of my kids when I'm away on military stuff or now and with Delta. So, and I've also gone because Robert he was kind of most exposed to the weird things the last time, I think, or he got the most scared or
Got the brunt
about the
of it.
whole about the whole situation. So he has gone in some form of therapy and talked about these things, but not right out with everything, because he was afraid of that the therapist wouldn't believe him, think it was crazy, talking about monsters and stuff. So, but he has tried to go and speak with someone.
Very well. Okay.
If I can help, Robert,
Yeah.
if you look on your character sheet in roll 20,
Yeah.
called Other.
Yeah.
In that tab, you have the personal pursuits. Pursue and what you want to do
Yes.
and what you have
Yeah.
to roll. So I'm just trying to help out with the different options you can have.
So it's fulfill responsibility, I guess.
Yeah. So in that, if you want to do this, choose one bond and roll a sun. Success means plus 1d6 to the bond. Fumble means minus 1d4 from the bond and minus 1 sun.
Okay.
Only fumble, not failure. That's important.
Okay. So how do I roll for my bonds?
Well, you choose one bond. Which bond will it be? I guess.
Okay, my kids then.
Your kids. All right. So you choose kids, and you roll sanity. You test your sanity. Let's see.
2 seconds. Let's say I need to find sanity here.
Sure.
There. No. Success.
You've passed. Excellent. Yeah, you rolled 06. That's actually a very good roll. In that case, roll 1d6.
Okay.
5. Wow. You get +5 to this bond.
Nice.
So you've essentially you're a good father, so to speak.
For the moment.
For the moment, that is. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's Michael T. Sorry. Now it's Alison Steele.
Yes, and since Allison got back, I've spent my time, like, first of all, a little bit back to work, but I've also been really, really interested and about trying to figure out what we met. And since I don't really know where to start, I think I started by reading some into history.
Okay, so you've started to read books in the library, essentially,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, you still have your scars. They're pretty fresh, but
Yes.
the wounds are healing nicely. Okay. So I think, Alison, that you won't be able to. I mean, you won't be needing to roll anything for now. Unless you want to tell me that you've searched for some really, really, really strange books.
No, not really. Just reading into history.
Into history. All right. So I'm going to make a note later that you've started like your extensive history research.
Yeah.
And this will probably come in handy later on. Now, all of you.
How is it with regeneration of health?
You're on full health.
I'm full health.
Yeah,
Yep.
everyone is on full. And everyone regains 3 sanity points if any of you lost.
Yeah.
Because you were successful with your mission. With your mission to the organization. You've recovered Clyde Bowman's belongings and handed them over to Jonathan Silva, your handler. So that was mission success. The creature who was once probably Bowman's wife escaped, but that wasn't really your fault. You didn't knew what you were going up against. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, that said, 3 weeks have passed. Excuse me, I'm going to cough slightly because I'm slightly cold. Believe it or not, it's summer, but I'm cold because of the air conditioning, which sucks.
Handler, can I ask you a quick question here?
Yes.
In the roll 20, you had last time you put up a document in the journal section.
You mean
A
mission
new
log?
mission. Yeah, if you can open a new one, I'll be keeping notes.
Yeah, I'm going to do this right now. Thank you for reminding me, actually, because I forgot about that.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay. Oh, not this. Okay. Now, yeah, I need to tag it. And it's
Oh yeah.
done. I'm adding it here. Mission log 2406-2019.
I have it. Thank you so much.
Excellent. So, 3 weeks have passed since your last operation, Operation Buried Secrets. And you've all returned to your everyday lives, so to speak. I wouldn't call them normal, but they are what they are. You remember that each of you received a special cell phone last time.
Yes.
Fairly ordinary looking, even a slightly archaic looking cell phone. That is in fact a rather sophisticated piece of gear and very sturdy. It's like Nokia 3310. And so, one cloudy day, as it actually begins to rain lightly, you've all received a message on your cell phones. A message with coordinates, which you actually had to check via Google Maps or good old-fashioned map and compass, if someone prefers that. The coordinates actually led you to an old abandoned Chinese theater in one of the more seedier parts of New York City. It's early afternoon as you all gather before the building. So let's start, of course, from left to right. Ronnie, you arrive first. Tell us something about how you get there and how do you actually look this time.
Yeah. At this time, I am going in. I have some combat boots on. I have a bomber jacket, and depending on the season, I probably have like one of those beanies pulled on my head to cover the short military haircut. I'm still going in the old rusty Ford Mustang, which the Rasta Blasta had last time. So it's basically the same car.
Mm-hmm.
It's an American do-right redneck type of guy whose name is Scott Kramer. And he carries himself with a touch of Canadian accent, a little nervous, upstanding rookie military guy takes some real good care of himself, grooming and maintaining his appearance.
So wait, you're not Ronnie Podolsky?
No, Ronnie Podolsky is the CIA cover, so this time I'm going as Scott Kramer, which is a military cover.
Okay.
I'm confused.
I'm gonna have a new cover every single time, so
Okay.
this
Get
is my
used to
next
it.
time.
Okay, so you're sure, no problem. So that was Ronnie or Scott. Now we
Yep.
have Robert. Robert?
Yeah. I arrive with my car, my city Jeep. I roll up and I'm dressed like I always am, I suppose, with my coat. This time I don't have my priest collar on. I just have a regular shirt, jeans, and my long coat.
Sure.
And I
Okay.
walk up to them, the others.
Okay. Shirt, jeans, long coat. Got it.
Yeah.
And your car, please remind me once again.
It's a city Jeep.
Okay, so like it's a civilian kind.
Yeah,
of
civilian. Yeah, civilian kind. A black one.
Okay. In that case, sure. Now we have Allison.
Yes, Allison arrived on foot in her usual like pantsuit and high heels, like business wear.
Okay, so you are sure. You are like standing a bit out in this neighborhood, just so you know.
That's all right.
Okay. Fortunately, no hoodlums are on the streets because of the weather. And the weather, as you approach the abandoned Chinese theater, is getting really nasty. What with the storm clouds and the rain, which is like getting heavier with each passing minute.
Yeah,
You-
and
you-
of course I
yeah.
have a matching umbrella to my clothes.
Okay, matching umbrella to your business clothes.
Yes,
Excellent.
of course.
Sure thing. In that case, yeah, I see that Ronnie changed name to Scott Kramer. Very nice. In that case, you are gathered in front of the theater. You still have a few minutes before your appointed hour, so to speak. If you want to speak to each other, share something, then now is probably a good time. If not, then let's enter the building and meet with you, probably your handler.
I'm gonna have a sort of a distant air, almost a bit nervous, looking at the others, but not really initiating contact. Maybe nodding just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, you see that Rasta Blasta is no more. Now there's some other guy. Looking completely different. But of course, that's the same man.
Allison just looked at. All right.
Yeah, sorry, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
So Allison just looks at the other while she grabs the handle to the place, like kind of like asking them, like, is it something you want to say? Otherwise, we just go in.
Okay.
I shrug, and I go in after her.
Robert?
I give Allison a look, and a wondering look about Mr. Rasta Blasta or Scott Kramer, and I formed the words, "What is up with that?" And then I also enter the building.
Okay.
Allison, I meet your look, and I just shake my head.
It's probably this thing called midlife crisis. Yeah, you know,
Yeah, probably.
some people buy overpriced sports cars, others just dress up. Anyway,
I played dress up. That's what it's called.
yeah.
Play dress up.
Yes, Scott Kramer, the dress up man. You enter the Chinese theater. Inside it's eerily quiet, gloomy to say the least. The shadows are long and deep. You can also smell mold in the air, and generally, the dust of ages. You make your way towards the the main screening room. There's only one here because this place is very old, probably from 50s, maybe even 40s. You're not really sure. As you enter the screening room, according to the instructions given to you via your cell phones, you can already smell tobacco, burnt tobacco, and a slight aroma of bourbon. Inside the screening room, right next to a projector, sits Jonathan Silva in his trademark aviator leather jacket. Generally, he looks exactly like on the photo that I've uploaded. He's not looking too hygienic, if you know what I mean. His hair is kind of greasy. He probably showers every other day, every 2 days or maybe even 3 days, but he doesn't seem to care. He, of course, smokes. And as you enter the room, you can see that he is hiding something under his jacket, something that looks suspiciously like a hip flask. You're here. Excellent. Welcome. Please. Find yourself a place to sit.
I'll stand.
Then stand. No problem.
I stand, of course, with my back to the wall, facing the door.
Sure. Oh, and close the door, please.
Close the door.
Yeah.
And I go ahead and sit down.
Miss Steele, how's the arm?
It's getting better.
Glad to hear that. I have something for you. For all of you, actually. There's a tenement building, not far from here, actually. The apartment 3C in this building is a secret safe house used by the CIA to preserve the ruse that the safe house is an average apartment. 65-year-old Charlotte Lemaire lives in the apartment. As far as her neighbors are concerned, Lemaire is a widow that earns money by renting out space in her apartment as a hostel to people who are passing through town. This has proven to be a successful cover and has served the CIA well. 3 days ago, the local CIA field office has learned that Charlotte Lemaire has gone missing. Not only that, but several tenants in the building have gone missing as well. Fear is running rampant through the building as family members plead for help to find the missing people. Local police investigators have begun an investigation in the apartment building, and there is a significant risk that the safe house could be compromised. You are tasked with clearing out any materials or documentation within the apartment that would compromise its usage as a safe house. The apartment's true usage must be kept secret. Ideally, once Charlotte Lemaire has been recovered, she can be reinstated as the safe house custodian.
Okay.
Any questions? I guess
All
not.
right.
Yes, Mr. What's your name today?
I'm just thinking, did we do a bang up job with the cleaning last time?
No, you actually did excellent. That's why you've been chosen for this job as well. You clean very well. It's not that easy, believe it or not. What, you wanted to hunt monsters? Yeah, that's it?
Oh, I believe you. It wasn't easy.
Yeah. Time for hunting monsters will come. But this is important as well. The safe house is crucial to CIA's operations. Of course,
Are the,
I don't
are
need.
the police aware that the CIA are somehow involved, or it's just kept all dark?
No, the police are not aware. I
Right.
don't know if you realize that, but the CIA actually cannot serve upon the American soil.
I know.
So if they would be aware of that, we would have a scandal which could have serious repercussions for the current administration. So the police not only doesn't know about this, they cannot know about this. I
Right.
have actually minimal information on the safe house. My contact in the CIA was not exactly forthcoming with the info. I don't know who may have recently passed through the safe house. The SOP, which is a standard operating procedure for a safe house custodian, in this case Charlotte Lemaire, is to keep detailed records on who utilizes the safe house. At the bare minimum, you are to retrieve Lemaire's safe house record book. Ideally, I would like you to discover what happened to Charlotte Lemaire. I will give you now, and you see that he took a small, quite small paper envelope and handed it to you, Alison. Credentials that should allow you entry to the safe house.
Thank you.
Lemaire was trained to mention her favorite nieces and nephews whenever her neighbors asked about her family. What few, and he, makes the quote-unquote sign with his fingers, family photos Lemaire has displayed in her apartment are slightly out of focus or of a poor enough quality, so that just about anyone can make a credible claim to be the subject in the picture with Lemaire. Oh, and Miss Steele here is the key to the safe house apartment.
Thank you.
I don't need to tell you that the speed is of an utmost importance here. Like I've said before, the police or anyone else can discover that Mrs. Lemaire's apartment is actually a CIA safe house. You have your orders, carry them out. Report to me as
Right.
soon as you're done.
Okay,
Sir.
Mr. Silva.
Excellent.
How do we get in contact with you?
I'll be here. I don't suppose that it should take you more than a few hours to actually do this task.
Good.
All right.
Let's go.
If there will be any problems, I mean serious problems, I don't expect you to call me with something trivial, then of course you can contact me through the cell phones that I gave
You can just reply to the message before.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, good.
Sweet.
Rolling.
Excellent.
Let's get going.
I'll see you soon. Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Allison, how do you wanna play this?
Just let's go there.
To my
Should we all take separate cars or ride along together?
I didn't bring mine, so I'll love to go in one of your cars.
You can go in my car. It's fine.
Thank you, Robert.
all right,
You're welcome.
I'll take my own car. I guess it's better to have two on the place. Or no, actually, I'm gonna jump in the back.
Yeah, of course.
Some stuff from my car first.
Sure. Go ahead.
I do have a gym bag with a lot of equipment with me.
Okay.
Listed in the mission equipment in the bio at the top. There's a lot of stuff there that you should be able to see.
Okay. You take everything with you?
It's like a big gym bag, pretty heavy.
Okay. Let me just see, because I'm Alison. If you open the envelope, inside
Yeah.
you see that there are also maps. I'm
Lovely.
uploading the maps as we speak right now to Roll20. There are credentials there. That said, I will need the roll from you, from all of you, in a second. Okay, so Scott, you take the bag, and what? You put it in the jeep, I presume, right? Scott is gone.
I was here. I'm
It's the
sorry.
lizard people.
Lizard people took.
Am I gone?
No,
No, we
just-
can hear you.
It was a long pause. That's why.
It wasn't meant to be. I think I answered here, but yeah. I threw stuff in the back.
Okay.
Okay, good.
It scares me.
hear
I
you,
think somebody's
so-
listening in here.
It's the lizard people.
People.
Oh my god.
Listening people.
You know, when
The listening
finally,
people.
when finally the lizard people will appear in one of our games, of course there
Oh,
will
no.
be, yeah, everyone will be like very disappointed because they won't be as cool, even half as cool as we are made them out to be.
They can't be here. I don't believe in them.
No, I mean, of course it's crazy. It's like old women living in septic tanks and jumping 20 feet into the air. Ridiculous.
Stuff like that doesn't happen, sir.
Yes. Anyway,
A roll.
there are 4 maps. The apartment, of course, has 3 floors. On each, there are like 4 flats, 4 apartments. Plus, there's a basement. You can see the maps at the very top of our Roll20 group. Robert, you're driving.
Yeah.
According to the address, it's actually not really far from here. Since this is New York, it only takes you about half an hour to get there. Yeah.
Okay.
The weather is lousy. It's rather cold. It rains heavily. The wind is strong as well. You're driving there in Robert's car, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And I will need a roll from you. Perhaps criminology, maybe. Like, what do you say? Which kind of skill would come under? Would encompass police procedures.
Criminology.
Yeah, that would be criminology.
So each of
Yeah.
you roll me a criminology test. Sorry. Bloody. Okay, let's
My
see.
God.
Alison passed. Robert failed. Please, and
Oh, but
and
There
Scott
we go.
failed. So please, make a tick next to your criminology.
thank you.
Alison, since you
Yeah.
passed, you know that the credentials will help you, but the police might still be suspicious of you. To the point, actually, that unless you're not from the force, they might turn you back, unfortunately. The credentials they can certainly help you here, but they don't really have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we expect it's being police at the building when we arrive?
Yes, as Silva told you, the local police is already investigating the disappearances because so far, aside from Charlotte Lemaire, few other people have disappeared. So, and other people living in the building are seriously scared.
All right, so we need to establish a reason for being there and getting in.
Yeah. Also, as we approach the building, you can see that it is indeed, well, let's just say that it is some building. To your trained eyes, it was built somewhere between probably 1900s, 1920s, and you guess that other than satellite television access, probably the most modern amenities in the apartments here were installed, you guess, somewhere around 40, 30 years ago. This building is older than the one in which Clyde Bowman lived. before his untimely death in the bathroom, which honestly was kind of embarrassing. So yeah, as you make your way to the building, you see that in front of the in front of the front door stands a policeman, a New York policeman, dressed in full uniform and also wearing long storm cloak with hood. He's making he's checking everyone who passes him by, with his arms, crossed in front of his chest.
Do we have any copy of the pictures she had in her
No.
apartment?
No. You've only been given info that the pictures there are they're very blurry essentially. They're not too focused, so that almost anyone can pass as a member of Lemaire's family.
We know which apartment was his.
Yes, third C, on the third floor. There are only three floors here. Apartment third C belonged to Charlotte Lemaire.
And of course, we wouldn't have any chance. What the hell is that? Any kind of listing on which apartments are occupied.
Well, from what you've gathered, all of them are occupied here, actually.
All right, and we don't know. There's no list of where people are missing.
No.
There seems to be only the doors on the first floor where you can enter.
Yeah, we should have asked which apartment was hers.
Third C.
That was the safe house. She lives in the building as well, doesn't she?
The safe house is in her apartment.
All right. Okay, so you stay in the second bedroom with her then. Okay.
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Right.
The safe house was in her apartment. It's third C, third floor, right next to third D.
But I mean, it's a big building, and there might live a lot of people. We could try just walking in. There's no way they can keep track of everyone who lives there.
They're probably going to register who walks in, so we probably need to have a cover story before we go in anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Can we draw some kind of religious story? Like you dressing into the priest that you are and say yeah, she is or were really religious and blah blah blah.
And we are here to help her with... is she missing?
Yes,
Yeah.
She is missing. Yeah, she disappeared. Just so I understood correct.
What if Allison and me are relatives who, in our worry, have contacted you as a minister?
Yeah, because we're all part of the same community.
Exactly, but still, what the hell are we doing here?
We would like to check. Maybe we don't think
that sounds just weird.
That sounds real sketchy, but
I want to talk to the neighbors, the people who knew her. The first floor. I mean,
but I don't think the cops would like us to be sneaking around and doing their job, because we're insinuating that we are there to check out what happened to her, and that insinuates that the police aren't doing their work.
No. I mean, we're there to provide comfort for the distressed neighbors. Right?
Okay.
We want to talk to them. Yeah. I mean, Charlotte knew everybody. There's Mrs. Smith and John Hogarth and stuff like that. We just read the names off the table behind them.
Yeah, we could try. It's the best.
But that doesn't that doesn't help us to get into her apartment. It helps us get to the neighbor's apartment.
Break in. I'm just thinking that they're probably if there's a guard up there as well.
Didn't you get the key, Allison?
Yeah, I did. I can get into the apartment, but if it's a police outside the door, that doesn't help.
You can roll criminology, all of you, once again, if you wish so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
It's where's my
Actually,
skills? There's
Mm,
I
Allison passed once again.
criminology.
failed.
Nope. Clueless.
No.
Mine is connected to the other one. I rolled it. So mine is a failure.
Okay. Allison,
Yes.
you know that New York cops are famously underpaid, so to speak.
Let's bribe them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Do
that's-
anyone have cash on them?
I do.
How much is the question now?
Oh, I don't know. A few,
Oh, $5.
a few hundred, maybe $100.
Wow, no, that's quite a lot of cash. Oh. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Does anybody want to handle this? Does anybody like? Is anybody good at that?
Let me check. What's the skill called?
I'm pretty
Persuasion?
alright.
Thinking it would probably be persuade or something.
Yes, it's
Yeah, I'm okay at persuade, I think. But how much do you got, Allison?
I have like $50.
Nice. But how good are you at persuasion?
Like 60.
Then it's your job. I got 40, so.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
of course,
I can try.
it's an option. You know, if anything else, if everything else fails, you do know that bribing a police officer as well, Alison, is a crime, a very heavy crime, in fact. I mean, rather heavy, like you know.
Yeah, but don't you think we could get past the one at the door by just telling that we are supposed to go to someone else in the like in the building, and then if it's someone outside the door to the correct apartment.
Yeah,
Could be a good idea, actually. Yeah.
I think that would work.
We don't need to. Hopefully, we don't need to bribe our way all the way up.
That's right. Let's go. Who will take lead?
Yeah, okay, I can take lead, but who are we here to visit?
I think we could be here to visit the old lady. That's the easiest cover up, I think.
Yeah, the one.
Because she is missing.
You can't visit someone that's missing.
Also, her apartment is going to be an active crime scene, so we're not going to be able to go in there anyway.
Oh, that's right.
My thinking is that we should probably just Google this address and see who lives there. Just grab a name at random.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
In computer science, maybe?
You don't need to roll for that, actually. It's an easy thing to procure. So who are you exactly searching for, like in this building?
We're searching for someone that lives on the second or third floor, so it doesn't look suspicious when we walk past the door we said we were going to.
All right.
From the outside, so someone at the second or third floor.
All right. It takes you some time, actually, but you find out that that on the third floor, actually, he's her neighbor. Lives a man named Abraham Reisman in apartment 3D, 3D, sorry.
PD coming at you.
Abraham
Reisman. I'm going to write it.
On 3B.
No.
D, Delta.
Third D.
Delta.
D like Delta. Yeah, yep. Exactly.
All right. Let's get cracking then.
Yep.
All right. So you approach the entrance. Are you all coming?
I think so.
Yeah, yes, we are.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have your bag with you, Scott?
I'm thinking I would probably need the bag. What are your thoughts on this, Miss Allison? I do have some stuff here, like it's just like plastic bags, rolls of silver tape, and a shovel and stuff like that.
I don't think we need things like that. We most likely need an almost empty bag, so it doesn't look weird when we walk out with the same bag. Because if we walk in with a bag and walk out with 3 bags, that looks weird.
Yeah.
Taking out the trash. All right. So, Reverend, do you mind if I empty my bag in your car and just bring the empty bag?
No, of course. Take your bag.
All
Like
right.
bring some plastic gloves. That might come in handy.
Yeah, I don't have any.
No plastic gloves. Okay, then it's alright.
I do have plastic bags and a roll of tape if you want to make
Yeah,
some
that
impromptu.
yeah, good enough. Good enough. Let's bring it.
I empty the bag in his car and I bring the plastic bags, the silver tape, and the super glue, and also the flashlight.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's get going.
Then we walk. Yeah.
Yeah. I presume that you are also armed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your standard weapons. So Robert and Allison have their Berettas, and Scott has his Zigzauer.
And also a Ruger LCR 357 Magnum by the ankle.
By the ankle, sure, ankle gun. Okay. You approach the entrance. Police officer stands there. He's big and tough, dark-skinned, and looks serious.
Yeah. When Allison approaches,
Yes.
she like takes on her biggest, nicest smile,
Mm-hmm.
and just like, "Hello, officer.
Hello, miss. How can I help you?
Oh, we're here to visit Abraham Reisman on the 3rd floor. Are we allowed to get in?"
Mr. Reisman on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
You see, miss, there's an ongoing investigation here. I'm afraid that I can't
is
really.
it?
Yes, there is. I'm afraid I can't really let you in.
My God,
Oh,
has anything happened to Abraham?
At this moment, I'm not allowed to say, sir. There have been a couple people missing here. As the NYPD, we are taking this very seriously.
Yeah, but we have to talk to him. We have to make sure that he's okay.
As far as I'm aware, Mr. Reisman is fine. That said, unfortunately, I can't really let you in right now.
Do we have any idea how old Mr. Abraham is?
According to the records, he's 68 years old.
Okay. So I say to the officer, but officer, please, Abraham is coming of age, and we are here to help him with some financial papers, and it's kind of a dire situation.
Persuade.
Yeah, persuade, bro. Let's go. Nope.
Oh, it's a fumble.
Oh God.
Oh God.
It's a fumble?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap!
Oh no.
What is your name exactly, sir?
Oh, and I don't have time to think, so I just answer my real name and say that I'm a pastor, Robert H. Anderson, to your service. I'm a pastor.
You're a pastor.
Yeah.
You do understand, sir, that Abraham Reisman is Jewish.
Yeah, of course I understand, but we our parents go way back. That's how I know him.
Your parents go way. He's 70 years old, sir. By the way, how old are you, Robert?
38.
Yeah.
But it was a fumble, so I think it.
Yeah.
So
Look,
That's why.
I don't know what this is all about. There's no way I'm letting you in. I suggest that you leave, sir.
Okay, sorry, officer.
He only talks to Robert about this, by the way. He looks at you.
Is there
Scott and
any
Alice.
chance? No, I guess not. I was thinking just sneaking by him when he was talking to Robert.
No,
But no, I'm not going to do that.
Nice. It would be very hard for you to do so.
Yeah.
Alright, look. I don't know what this is all about. Perhaps he's your friend, he's your colleague, or he's a colleague of someone you know. I have my orders. We haven't yet searched the third floor. I can't let you in. You could interfere with the crime scene, actually.
But if you say that Abraham is fine, then it shouldn't be a problem to just go into his apartment.
Ma'am, I'm following procedures. That's what I do. I'm a policeman. Trust me, I would like to be somewhere else than stand here in this godforsaken rain. Getting cold. I would like a hot cup of coffee, but I can't. This is my duty, and I'm taking my duty very seriously.
So I guess bribing is off the table.
You can try and persuade him, Alison.
I'm actually thinking about going to get a warm cup of coffee.
All right. There's a coffee shop not far from here, actually. It's on the corner of the street.
Yeah, so I just walk to the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
But Alison,
Yeah.
what do you think about putting some like special medicine in the coffee? Like a diuretic.
I don't think that you're speaking about this right next to the cup, right?
Oh no, we walk away. She walks away. I run along with her.
Okay.
As she goes to the coffee shop. I was just thinking.
Before we leave, I just I tell the police that, oh, I'm sorry. We'll see if we can visit Mr. Abraham Reisman later.
Very well, ma'am. Have a good day.
Oh, the same to you.
Thank you.
Right. I have two suggestions. One would be to buy a coffee with some like make him go having to run to the bathroom or something, but he'll just call in somebody else instead, I guess. Or I can just put on a worksman's coveralls and get some tools and say that I'm a plumber. It would be strange to bring all three of us in.
But there is a basement. Isn't there like some way into the basement from the outside? That's
Laundry
usually the
room?
case with houses.
Like a laundry chute?
Yeah, something.
Or a window.
Oh, or let's take a walk around the building and see if there's a way in.
You can
And
check
also,
the map, but I don't know. I don't think that there are windows leading to the basement. Like I said, this is a very old building. You know, back then they didn't really follow safety regulations as much as now.
But then we have two alternatives. Either coffee with medicine or coffee and cash.
or we can break in from the rear through the patio of a building of an apartment.
Yeah, if there's a patio, there's a door, so that would work. But
So every single apartment has want to do.
What do we feel better about? Bribing? Drug, like...
I think coffee and medicine.
Right?
Alright. I didn't see that one coming, but sure.
I'm ex-military. I'm ex-military. We need to get in there. And I think the time is of essence.
Okay. Just, I have a question. When you fail a skill test, do you, like, add a check only once per game to
Yes,
Yeah.
discuss.
you only get one chance to raise it.
All right. So like because Robert and Scott failed twice the criminology roll.
You
But
only get one check
you only get
anyway.
one. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Sure. I am working on acquiring the book, like physical copy. Don't worry, I'm getting there.
Damn.
No, but I know the core rules, and that's important. Okay, so we go to the coffee shop, I presume.
Yeah.
All right.
And I buy a big hot cup of coffee.
All right. You buy a big cup of americano. And what are you going to spice it with something nice?
Maybe some laxative or something.
Okay. Wow.
Whoa.
You have laxatives with you?
Oh, but I'm thinking most like convenience stores have laxatives. Maybe there's a pharmacy
Yeah, there is.
around the corner.
There is a pharmacy. Actually, almost right next to the coffee shop.
You think, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Right,
We're
I'm gonna
going.
get some
We're
laxative.
going outside the box. However we go about this, so why not?
Cool.
But
Okay.
are we going with like crazy laxatives, or are we going with like falling asleep pills?
I'm thinking laxatives, but it just sounds more plausible. I mean, sleeping pills? Really?
Yeah, we could start a whole investigation just by drugging him with sleeping pills. Laxatives is more probable. Everybody can have a bad day with their stomach.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think.
Then go about that.
All right.
Okay. You
Some
buy.
laxatives, you get the coffee.
Okay. You buy. Well, I mean, the drugstore attendant. When you say about laxatives, she says, "What kind, sir? Strong one, weak one?"
I need something pretty strong that works pretty fast. I have an issue here. I haven't been to the toilet in like 4 days. It's getting really bad.
Oh, that's horrible. Very well. I'm going to give you this, and she, takes out a box of something you don't really know what it is, but it's called Laximadol.
Oh yeah.
Sounds
Or-
promising.
That sounds good.
Or shit yourself, Mado, if you prefer.
And
Uh,
really pushes me to the toilet,
yeah.
not leaving the room for about 24 hours or so.
It will be $5.99.
$5.99. There you go, miss.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. That sounded strange in context. Thank you.
All right.
All right. You spice the coffee.
Yes.
All right. This is.
Oh, can we have bought like 2 or 3 donuts when we were buying the
Yeah,
coffee
sure.
as well?
Sure. You've bought 2 free donuts. No problem.
Thank you.
That said, do you want the laxative to be like in liquid or in pills?
Liquid.
Liquid, yeah.
Excellent. All right, so it's in liquid. So you probably also soak the donuts in laxative.
As
I
long
just
as the laxatives doesn't taste anything, then sure.
No,
Give it-
they usually don't.
Put in.
Don't ask me how I know that.
I was just thinking about that.
My friend told me that. Yes.
Sure, of course. I'm asking for a friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Friend's brother, actually. So anyway,
Yes.
You've added laxative to the coffee. You've added laxative to the donuts. And you return to Mr. Policeman. I presume.
I'm gonna hang back. I'm just gonna let Allison go up to him.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
And the funniest part is that the coffee shop and the the drugstore was right next to the apartment building, so he saw the whole thing. He's like, "What are they doing?" No, of course it wasn't right next to it. You return to the policeman, who really looks miserable. It's clear that he doesn't want to be here.
He's about to be even more miserable.
Yeah.
So I walk up to the policeman and I slap on my big smile again.
All right.
and I said, "Oh, officer, I felt so bad for you standing here in the rain. And you said you wanted coffee, so I brought some coffee and some donuts for you."
Oh man, that's very nice of you. Thank you so much. He says.
Oh.
You see that he really means it. Oh, I was just thinking about getting a big cup of coffee and some fine Dunkin' Donuts. Thank you so much.
Oh, lovely.
Do I owe you anything?
No, of course not.
Oh, thank you.
It's my treat for your service.
Bless you.
Oh, it will be a treat, all right.
He takes the coffee, takes a huge gulp. That's the best damn coffee I ever drank. And the donuts, delicious. Oh, you really made my day. If I wasn't already married, thank you so much.
Oh God, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm just turning around and wishing him a good day, and then I walk away.
All right. Yeah. So he devours the donuts. He just gulps the coffee down. Right. It didn't take long. You saw that from around the corner. You saw that he suddenly, after of course he stopped eating and drinking, he just grabbed his stomach. He had this face like, oh shit.
That's the word. That's the word.
That's our cue, guys.
Unfortunately, since since this house doesn't really have any public toilets inside, he runs behind the corner, the opposite corner, to probably the nearest outhouse or maybe some kind of restaurant or bar to just use the toilet. And you see that this guy can run fast when he wants to.
Then I think maybe you other two should go inside, so I am still outside if he gets mad. Because it's pretty obvious that I poisoned him. So if they find me outside, it's all hell's gonna break loose.
Okay.
Come on. All right, we go in then.
Yep.
So what? Allison stays outside.
Yeah, I'm back at the car, so I'm a bit away.
All right.
But I think it's better if I'm outside. Maybe I could just go into if there's some small stores or something that I can just walk around in.
There is a.
So it looks normal.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean.
Of course. There is a 7-Eleven not far from here, actually, so you can jump there.
Perfect.
All right. Meanwhile, Richard and Scott enter the building, and I need to pour myself a drink because my throat is really sore. So I'll be back in a second. Sorry, guys.
No problem. We'll wait here.
We are bad.
No.
Oh shit.
We just poisoned that poor fella.
Well, it's better than killing him at least.
Yeah, of course. Killing him would be extreme, I think.
All right, so we're in. Basically, we still have to figure out how to get out of here.
Yeah.
That's a second question. I'm also thinking right
But
now.
you have my phone number, so you can call me.
Oh yes. I'm thinking that there should be a storage unit. So the storage unit called 3C should be the same as the apartment, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I gave you the keys before you went in, so you should be all fine.
Yeah. All right. So what does one of us go up and one to the basement, or do we keep together?
I think we should keep together.
Time is of the essence, but this is also we've had incidents before.
Yeah. So it's nice to have someone to have your back, I think.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to go with the storage unit first?
Yeah, I think so.
We go up, right?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Oh.
Tell you what.
I think
gonna-
I'll go back to the coffee shop and buy myself a coffee and a donut.
Just to show that there's nothing wrong with it.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna run off and have a little quickie to the boys' room. I'll see you guys in a jiffy.
To the boys' room?
The toilet.
Yeah, but
The little boys' room.
I
That
think
is
you say the men's room.
no, that is actually a thing. The little boys' room.
Whew. Sounds wrong.
It is wrong. So Allison, the upstanding gal, just poisoned a police officer.
Yes, did. In the name
By-
of justice.
By any means necessary.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of out of character for Robert, but now when he has seen the truth in the last mission, he is way more prone to go to the extreme to stop these things.
Makes sense.
All right. Any conclusions? Did I miss something?
No.
The lizard people.
I had to what has become known as do a copper, i.e., run off to the bathroom.
Do a copper. Oh, explosive diarrhea.
Yeah, I could just imagine Allison poisoning the coffee with the same type of face as that in, I think it's Dumb and Dumber, when he into the drink.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Do we have anything added to the plan?
We need to have a story when we meet the cop, I think. If there must be another one outside the apartment.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
maybe
thinking,
create
Allison.
some sort of diversion.
Diversion is going to be pretty hard. I'm thinking Allison is, after all, an FBI agent. She could actually present her proper credentials and just scare him off and say that this is an FBI case now.
I'm here.
Hello.
Welcome back.
All right. So, you enter inside. You're on the first floor right now.
We're talking in a hushed voice about what to do if there's another cop on the third floor.
Yeah, and when they go inside, I go to first to the 7-Eleven, and after that I go to the coffee shop, buying a coffee and a donut
Okay.
for myself.
Very well. Sure.
Without laxatives, please.
Yeah, I presume so. Very well. So you've grabbed the bite, grab the coffee, and you're just waiting for the boys to do their job.
Yeah. And of course I gave them the key.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the key to Robert before they went inside.
All right.
Rasta Blasta has put bad feelings in my brain, so I don't dare giving it to Scott.
Okay. You see, Scott, it's about the first impression.
Never get a second chance to give a first impression.
Yep. Well, for starters, boys, the knob in the door was faulty, and it almost came off when you've tried to, turn it and enter inside.
On 3C.
No. On the bottom
Upstairs.
floor, the main
Okay.
door.
Oh.
Inside, it's clear that this building is ancient. There are shadows within shadows here. It's it's incredibly dark. The light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, most of them are inactive, and the ones that are like just turning on and off by themselves. You walk past radiators. One of them suddenly whistles, actually making you flinch. But there's another thing in this building. You can taste it in the air. It's fear. The people who live here are afraid. You don't hear any any cries, any shouts, any laughter, nothing like that. As you make your way past the apartments, all you hear is silence, an occasional, rustling of furniture, or maybe a clanking of plates, dinner plates, and forks and spoons, stuff like that. Yeah, it's very, very unsettling here, actually.
It's a creepy place.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about this, Scott.
You always say that. I've known you for like two days, and you always say that.
Yeah, but this place, I mean, do you get a different feeling? A better one?
I wouldn't be spending my vacation here, I can tell you that.
No, me neither.
Right.
Should we get up? Maybe?
Yeah, let's go up. We walk up to the third floor.
Yep.
Okay.
There's a cop up there. Do we have a cover story, or should I just waste him?
We could not waste him. That's slightly extreme, but maybe we could take him out non-lethally.
I believe that's an option, I guess.
That
or no
is
guarantees,
the option.
All right.
No, that is the option.
Suddenly lights go off between second and third floor.
Oh crap! Scott, did you bring your flashlight?
Yeah, I did. I pull up the flashlight.
They turn on again.
All right, it's one of those houses.
Yep.
Right.
Richard, you see that there's someone in the shadows looking at you.
Hello? Who's there?
There's no one there.
Oof, these old houses. Man, they gives me the creeps.
What you see? What is it?
I don't know. But let's keep going.
You approach apartment 3C. The key fits. It's an old key, fit for an old lock. As you open the door to the apartment, you can smell antiquity. Essentially an old person's apartment. You enter inside. You switch the lights on.
Yes, we do.
They are giving very little light. Probably something with the electrical circuitry is off. Outside, through the windows, you can see heavy raindrops sliding over glass. The sun is completely obscured. It's clear that the furniture in this apartment dates back to the 1940s. And as you search the place, make your way through it, you indeed see that the few family photos in the apartment are of very poor quality, just as your handler said. Most of the decorations in this apartment are antique tchotchkes and knickknacks, and you see that sitting prominently on the top shelf of a curio cabinet is an urn with name Igo.
All right.
So you go ego.
I mean, it's the name Hugo. Oh,
Hugo.
Go. All right.
Okay.
here. I've written it down. Yeah.
Hugo. Okay.
Yeah, Hugo. Yeah.
All right. Tell you what, Reverend. If you go for one and the kitchen, I'll go for the parlor and bedroom two.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
So where are you going first?
I'm gonna be poking into bedroom number two, and I'm gonna keep. Actually, I'm gonna draw my 6 hours. So I have it in my hands. There should be anything.
Okay, you draw your piece. You
So do I.
Yeah. You set the safety to off. You're ready?
Yeah, I always safety off, fingers off the trigger.
Yeah. Alison, meanwhile, you are enjoying a nice hot cup of joe, eating some tasty donut with chocolate and sprinkling.
Yes.
Yes.
Lovely.
This is the life. Very well. You entered bedroom 2, Scott. You don't really see anything unusual. Other than that, it was probably used by the people who were guests here.
Alright.
It wasn't. This isn't the bedroom of Charlotte. At least you think so because of the furniture and furnishings.
Oh,
What are
so
you doing?
it's probably gonna be pretty clean here. I'm assuming. I'm just gonna do a quick sweep to see that there's no pests or the spooks haven't left anything here.
All right. Roll me alertness.
Alertness coming up. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Rah!
That's a botch.
Oh, no,
Oh no, it's not a botch. It's an
it's a
absolute
critical success.
Sorry. I was having my hopes up.
Somehow I get the feeling he doesn't like me. What can I say?
The claymore under the bed explodes. It takes your legs off.
Oh yeah. I should have remembered.
Yes, the old claymore under the bed trick. Never fails. Actually, you immediately spotted something when you've entered the apartment. There's something under the bed. When you switch your tack light on under your Zigzaurus barrel, I presume you have it under your.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, you see that there are, like you said, this is a clean place. There are some kind of crumbs there, big crumbs.
He likes to eat in bed.
You should probably take a closer look if you want to. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak in. I'm not gonna assume any crumbs are dangerous. I'm just gonna hunch over, squat down by the bed, and just check it out.
The crumbs are made of clay.
Okay.
Yep.
That's kind of odd.
Indeed. It's like they are fragments of something made of clay, which got damaged probably. There are quite few of them, but not too many.
Alright, I'm gonna just assume that it's a fragments of a broken pot or something like that. So I'm just gonna basically shrug it off and take notice of it, but don't care very much. I'm gonna check the rest of the room.
You can roll another alertness with a plus 20%.
Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you so much.
Nice. You see that right next to the crumbs, there is one of the floorboards is loose.
Ooh. Hey, more. I'm gonna pull up my multi-tool there and just flick out a little something. Just open it up.
All right. You open it up, and inside under the floorboard, there is a strangely shaped clay jar.
Okay.
It has been slightly damaged. It's shaped like a human, although a rather deformed one.
Robert.
Yeah.
Reverend? In here.
I come rushing in to the room.
Okay.
There's
What
like
did you find?
a dude here with something in him.
Okay.
I hope. I don't really want to touch it.
There's an inscription on the jar, but it's in a language that you're not really familiar with. Tell me, Robert and Scott, what languages do you speak?
I speak English and I have studied Hebrew.
You know, in that case, what it is. It is Hebrew.
Oh, good call, man. Skills are good after all, I guess.
That's a usual thing that pastors study, actually. So
It is.
Essentially, the inscription on it is in biblical Hebrew, and it's a warning of sorts. It warns that this vessel is actually a prison for a Tsalmaveth, which you know that in Hebrew it means death shadow.
oh crap.
I'm going to... Here. Mythos roll if you want. I mean occult roll.
Oh, a cool road.
If
Nice.
you... Yeah.
Of course I want.
Okay.
Fail. No, maybe.
Fail.
Yeah.
No.
Oh man.
No. Unfortunately not.
Dang.
Yeah.
Remember to tick it.
Robert, you also see, since you were in the Middle East, this is clearly a Middle Eastern artifact. You see that the creature, like the shape of the jar, it kind of reminds you of sketches and like pictures of a thing called Golem. A rather popular, fantastic, of course, creature in Hebrew mythology.
And as I realize all this stuff, I tell Scott about them.
Yeah. That's why Scott should probably only now roll occult, but okay. Let's go.
Sorry.
No worries. Like, I mean, this roll stands, of course.
Gollum, isn't that the guy from the Lord of the Rings?
No, that's Gollum. He means golem.
Yeah. Actually, he means. I'm just role playing Scott here, man.
Alison, through the
I see.
window, you can see that the cop is coming back. He looks pissed. There's another cop with him.
The backup cop.
Yeah.
The wiper.
Oh man.
The wingman.
Then the question is if I should go there to
Yeah, you should probably stall them.
to be like, oh, did the coffee taste good, or if I should just
Want some more? Only $5.99. Okay. Well, I don't know. You see that they approach the door. The cop who received the laxative remains once again, stays outside, and he's like looking around him, clearly, probably in search for you, while the other cop enters inside the apartment.
yeah, but I'm not hiding. I'm sitting in a window at the coffee shop.
Then I'm going to roll for the cop, if he'll actually be able to spot you, which is not easy for him. Holy shit, he rolled a 4. He did spot you, actually.
That's fine.
You see, Sandy, that the cop is like, "Oh, there you are," and he makes his way towards you.
Yeah, when I see that he's approaching,
Yeah.
I'm smiling and waving.
All right. The cop
You're
enters
confident.
the cop enters the coffee shop, takes down his hood, approaches you. Miss,
I'm saying, "Hello. Did the coffee taste good?
Was that-
I bought I bought the same thing."
was that supposed to be funny? You know that I can charge you with assaulting the police officer?
Oh, what do you mean? What happened?
You've spiked my coffee. Don't-
I surely did not. What happened?
Don't deny
Tell
that.
me.
Other people around, of course, are taking notice, and they begin to mumble something like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Stuff like that. I had a horrible case of diarrhea right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Should we take this outside?
I'm
I think
actually
we're
thinking
disturbing the other guests.
about cuffing you and taking you to the station.
Oh, but I assure
Hey
you, I
there,
didn't do anything.
George. What is the meaning of this? Says the Italian owner of this establishment. Woman, actually. Older Italian woman in her 50s. Oh, Miss Maria, I'm very sorry. I was just... Did I hear that right? Did you say that this nice lady poisoned you with my coffee? George, I know you for the last 20 years. You've played with my son when you were kids. How can you say something like that? Look at her, she's an angel. And the other patrons like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Maria. It's all your fault. I know how you eat. I see you all the time eating those damn hamburgers and hot dogs for $3 instead of eating something good, like my pastrami or my pizzeria. I I mean, no, you don't mean. Shame on you, George. You should be ashamed. Sorry. I'm sorry, miss, he says to you, Alison. I probably should be more careful with what I'm eating. I'm sorry. Like, forget that this happened. I'm terribly sorry. Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Maria. And the cop retreated.
Yeah, and I think I walk out after him, and because I've finished eating, I have just my coffee left, so I bring my coffee, and I'm just asking him, "But how are you feeling? Are you still feeling ill?"
He looks grim at you, but no, I'm kind of I need to drink something. I'm kind of dehydrated. I'm not feeling too bad right now, fortunately. Thank you.
Some coffee.
I need to buy me a bottle of mineral water. Like I've said before, I'm sorry for that. It's
Yeah, but I need something from 7-Eleven as well. Do you want to follow me, or should I buy some water for you?
well, I mean, I guess we can go and buy something together. Thank you, miss. And you go to 7-Eleven together, essentially.
Yes, and I buy 2 bottles of water, one for me and one for him.
All right.
And I give the water to him and I say, "I'm terribly sorry if it was my coffee, but I bought the same thing to me, and I couldn't see any fault with it."
No, forget about it. It's like I said, Maria is right. It's probably my fault. I'm not eating too well since I got married. My wife is a lousy cook, so I'm usually eating on the town. Yeah, I probably should learn to cook myself, but I have too much to do every day.
Or are you an equally lousy cook?
If-
I say and smile like sarcastically.
Oh, you have no idea. I can, I burn scrambled eggs. Actually, no, the cooking was never my forte. But maybe it's a good time to start, eh? Learn something new. Show my wife that I can actually cook better than her. I've read an article not too long ago that the best cooks in the world are actually men. You know that?
I actually did. I can't cook.
Ah, well, it's not mandatory. It's just easier. It makes things easier, and healthier. Anyway, miss, so thank you for the water one, and I'm sorry once again for that outburst of mine.
There's no problem. If you don't feel well, it's easy that it gets the best of you.
Oh, yes, well. Fortunately, the toilet is not far from here, so if it comes back, I'm a fast runner. Have a good day,
bet.
miss. Thank you. And with that, he salutes you and returns to his post in front of the apartment door. Now we return to the boys. Boys, you are standing holding this strange clay jar.
All right. Clearly, this is a thing for you, Reverend.
I think we should take it with us.
About collecting stuff like that. So, yep, you go ahead. You can have it.
Thanks, but we should maybe we should hurry because I don't think we have so much time.
The light goes off.
Oh no! Blast! Not again!
All right, here. You can have the flashlight. I have the tack light on my gun.
Scott, there's a man behind Richard.
Holy crap! I take aim. I don't fire.
You take aim. You flash your light at him. No, there was no one there. But you could swear that you saw a man, or a shadow of a man, reaching out towards Richard.
Scott, what the hell are you doing?
I'm sorry, man. I just saw somebody there, I think.
The light goes back.
I look around the room a little bit nervously.
We need to get out of here, but we need to check the rest of the apartment fast.
Okay, yeah. Let's do her bedroom then. I think we should both of us check the same room, actually, maybe, or maybe not.
Yeah, we should go together.
Bedroom number 1.
Yeah, let's go.
You go to bedroom number 1, which was clearly Charlotte's bedroom, Charlotte Lemaire's. You begin to check it out as quickly as possible. You nervously check every shadow from time to time, as there are quite many of them here. The light, it's as if this place actually snuffs the light. That's the best way I can describe it. You check the place. Each of you roll me alertness. Or... Okay, actually... You passed, Scott, nice. You didn't pass. Robert didn't pass.
Dang.
So you can
roll.
add a single dot to alertness.
Yep.
Scott, you've actually went for the dresser first. And fortunately, you were right. The drawers, like the top drawer of Charlotte's dresser, had a false bottom. And inside, you found her safe house logbook.
Oh, sweet.
Are you checking the logbook?
Yeah, I take it out.
Yeah, but are you reading it?
Reverend, I found the logbook. I'm just going to quickly roll through it to confirm that basically this is it. I'm not going to study it.
Do that.
The second to last entry in the logbook, dated 13 days ago, indicates that a Professor Josef Eschel has checked into the safe house. Professor Eschel's departure date is blank. The last entry in the logbook, dated 10 days ago, states that Professor Eschel has vanished in the night without a trace. Lemaire notes that she heard some shouting that woke her up at approximately 0400 hours, and when she entered his room, Professor Eschel was gone. He left without taking any of his belongings, so she moved everything down to her storage locker in the basement of the building. Lemaire also notes that she also checked the door to her apartment and that the deadbolt was still securely fastened, and that, unless Professor Eschel had somehow acquired a copy of her key, there is no way he could have locked the door after he left.
Right. Crap.
So we should check the basement.
Do we? Yeah, we of course we don't want to talk about the obvious issue here about him disappearing in the room and the little clay jar thingy there. In between that, we're not going to
Yeah.
talk about that. No. Okay. Yeah,
There-
let's do the basement then.
There is obviously something very wrong here, but you know what happened last time. So let's just get this thing with us. Maybe check another room here, then go down and get the hell out of here. And back and report to Mrs. Silva
Right.
for further
cool.
instructions.
We go out. We have to sweep the kitchen and the parlor just to make sure that there's
Yeah,
nothing
we have to sweep everything.
You don't
But-
need to roll. You don't find anything suspicious there.
Okay, now
All right.
let's go.
We do check the toilet and the patio as well. Just quickly looking him over. You never
Likewise,
know.
that said, when you've checked the toilet and you've turned around, you had a feeling that you once again saw a strange figure sitting in the standing in the shadow
Crap.
through the open door, but it actually wasn't there.
There's some seriously strange shit going on with me.
Yeah, come on, Scott. Let's get out of here.
All right, we go outside and lock the door, and then we start making our way down to the
You
basement.
make your way downstairs when suddenly there's "Stop, police!" and you see that from downstairs, flashing his flashlight at you and holding his hand on the butt of his Beretta, comes a policeman in heavy cloak. NYPD, identify yourselves.
Whatever.
Shit. Do you have your ID with you?
I will not repeat myself. He takes out the Beretta. He's not aiming it yet. Identify yourselves immediately.
Do we remember any of the names from the top floor? No.
Reisman,
Don't.
Lemaire.
Was there? Yeah. Hi. Hi. My name is Scott Kramer. I was just walking up here to see my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yeah.
Who's that?
I'm Robert H. Anderson. I'm the minister. Which his aunt go to my church?
Charlotte Lemaire. She lives here, but she's not answering. What are you doing here, sir?
Mrs. Lemaire has disappeared. How did you get inside?
You mean how?
There's a guard posted outside.
There was
This is
no
a-
guard
this is a
posted
cr-
outside.
This is a crime scene, sir. You are violating the crime scene. I need to
How
take
are
you.
we supposed to
I
know?
need to take you in.
But there was no guard when we
The
entered the
shadows-
building.
The shadows took him. 1 minute he's there. The other the flashlight falls to the ground. You saw a suggestion of long shadowy arms enveloping the policeman, of a person made completely from darkness. He
Oh
just
hell no!
Oh.
embraced him. The cop was like, "Whoa, whoa!" He didn't even manage to finish the scream. He was gone. It's like he collapsed upon himself. Like the shadows simply sucked him in.
Hell no.
Jesus Christ.
Now
I'm-
sanity rolls.
Oh,
With a mi-
sanity.
with a
That's
min-
my favorite.
with a minus modifiers, of course, for starters. I'm not going to tell you how big a minus, but let's see.
2 minuses. Okay, here we go. Roll coming up.
No. No, unfortunately, none of you passed. Robert almost, but no. In that case, you each lose 2 points of sanity.
Points of sanity.
The flashlight is just falling down the stairs with this like clank, 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 and it begins to fizzle.
First of all, are we talking helplessness here?
No, it's actually more. I think it's more natural. I mean, you just saw shadows take
Right.
a man.
You can't adapt to the unnatural, right?
Yes, you can. You can adapt to violence and to helplessness.
Okay.
Let's say that in this case it can be helplessness because there was no way that you were. Wait. Let me think. No, it wasn't. Sorry, guys. It was.
No.
It was unnatural. I can't even
That's good. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Trust me. I'm gonna pull on the shoulder of Reverend Robert here, and I'm just gonna rush him down the stairs. We are not staying here one more second.
Yeah.
All right. You rush down the stairs. You run down the stairs. Where are you running to?
To the basement.
Okay, we go to the basement then.
You run downstairs to the basement. Of course, I don't need to tell you that your mind plays havoc on you. Every single shadow holds a shadowy, dark umbral figure that is reaching towards you to embrace you and to make you disappear like the cup. But no, they're not.
What the fuck, Reverend?
They're not really there. You run down to the basement. You slam the light switch. The lights on the stairs fizzle, and then the light bulb explodes like. Fortunately, you have your at least Scott has his tactical light, and once you make your way downstairs, you actually find another light switch, and this works. That said,
thank God.
Light here is very weak, and the shadows are very thick. I just would like to remind you guys that you have each of your numbers in each of your phones. So if you want to call Alison or vice versa, you can do that.
No, I don't know anything. So
yeah.
I think I'm putting off calling for a while until I feel like they've taken long.
Yeah, I'm talking like now mainly to the guys because if they want.
I got an idea. I got an idea. Maybe we need to stand in the light. If we stand in the light, maybe the shadows can't reach us.
Actually, I turn off the light. I turn off. It's pitch black here.
That's a very bad idea.
No, it's not pitch black. Like I've said, there is a light bulb, or actually
but I turn it off.
Oh, you turn off the lights. Yeah, in that case, it's and if you also turn off your tactical light, then yes, it's pitch black.
I turn off all the lights. Preacher, I don't know here. You correct me. This is your area, but
it's completely dark. Roll sanity.
The hell are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Are we safe in the dark?
Both of you roll sanity. You don't know what's happening.
Roll sanity.
All right. Robert passed barely, I might add, with that roll. Scott didn't pass. Scott, you gain another sanity. You lose another sanity point because in the darkness you imagine all sorts of things coming for you. I'm actually
fucking hell. I turn it on then. I turn it on again.
You turn it on just in time to see a pair of arms created from shadow disappear centimeters from your face.
Oh shit, man.
I think I was right, man.
Hey, I think you were right.
In the light.
The light fizzles.
So
we need to get to the storage unit very quickly. Keep your tactical light on. No, keep your tactical light on. Let's check the stuff. Just take the stuff. Then we get the hell out of here. It's time for a military training. Come on.
Okay. I pull up my flashlight. We keep the light on each other.
Yes,
Cover
we
you
do.
with my flashlight, and you cover me with.
Yes,
And we go over to the storage unit.
yes. Let's go.
You move to Lemaire's storage locker, 3C. You're naturally all shaking, checking every shadow, making sure that there's enough light around you. For some reason, you don't think that there is.
Oh.
How do you open the storage locker?
Oh crap! Bash it with my gun.
Alison, are
Yes.
you standing outside with a view to actually see the cop?
I think is it more stores than just the coffee shop and the.
Yeah, let's say that there's also like pharmacy. I've said that already. There's a convenience store of sorts, ice cream shop with not too many customers inside. Yeah, there's, I don't know. You feel.
Yeah, but that's fine. Then they and I walk around in the stores just so it's not, so it doesn't look like I'm like spying on the cop.
All right. That said, you do look towards him.
Yeah.
All right. So at one point you see that he produced a walkie-talkie, a radio.
Yeah.
He tries to contact someone, but from his face and his gestures, it's clear that he's not receiving any comeback. And after a few seconds of him essentially, you're of course too far away to to hear what he's saying, of him to probably trying to call his colleague.
Yeah.
He hides his radio. He pulls out his gun from the holster and walks inside the building.
I'm calling. Robert.
Guys, suddenly your phones go off.
Yeah. Who needs laxatives to crap themselves?
Who's holding the light, like the flashlight?
He's unlocking the door, so I'm holding the lights.
All right. Roll me willpower.
Don't you dare to drop the light.
Because this really startles you. It's like din, 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 din.
Can't actually roll willpower. Willpower is just spent. There's no roll for it.
Sorry, in that case I mean roll. Yeah.
Or spend the willpower to keep it up. I don't know.
What should you roll?
Maybe an Constitution.
Yeah, Constitution sounds pretty good. I mean, it's more, it has more to do with him being surprised, honestly. So I'm not sure if Constitution is good idea here.
Or power.
Yeah.
Sanity.
Yeah, or sanity. Yeah, but if you fail, only if you botch, you lose sanity. If you fail, nothing happens.
Yeah, then I think power is at least in Call of Cthulhu, power is your mental power, but sanity is like your sanity.
Okay, let's make it power. Roll power, Scott.
There you go, sir.
Nice. You've almost...
Nice.
No, you didn't. You've jumped, but you keep the flashlight steady. Because you know what will happen if you lose the flashlight. Robert, your phone goes off as you are thinking how to actually open the lock because you didn't took any keys for the lock.
I answer the phone.
Alison, you're up.
Hey, Robert, the police is going in.
Oh crap!
It looked like he tried to contact someone, and when he didn't get an answer, he walked in. I'm not sure, but that's what it looked like.
It's because the shadows took him, Alison. The shadows took him.
What are you talking about?
I have no time to explain this. We could you maybe go in and install him or something? Me and Scott were trying to get this locker opened down in the basement.
I can try.
Thanks.
tools. I had tools in my bag, like you people, when you had to go, blah blah blah.
Oh, shut up, Scott.
All right, Robert. You try and open the locker.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Hit it with the flashlight.
I bash with my gun.
All right, you bash with your gun. Sure,
Right.
roll me. I guess Constitution.
Oof.
For me to
Come
do
on,
that.
sweet baby Jesus. Oh, man.
Congratulations, sir.
You had a brilliant
Oh.
idea to bash the lock with gun
No.
that is actually cocked and ready to fire. So naturally, the gun goes off. The sound is simply put deafening. Yeah, it's like a cannon
Oh.
fire in the basement. BAM! Alison, are you moving towards the entrance?
Yes, I am.
All right. After you fire to Sandy here, NYPD, drop your weapons! And you hear someone running down the stairs.
Let's hope the shadows get them.
I pull up my gun. Yeah, I do have my gun.
Mm-hmm.
We
Can help,
can't
man.
shoot the cops, man.
Really?
Okay, I also take up my gun.
All right. You also take out your gun.
I point both the lights at the hallway. He has to come around the hallway at the
Yeah.
but he has to come around there between laundry 2 and the wall. So I'm pointing it over there.
You put the light there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So after a few seconds, you hear footsteps running towards laundry 2 on the map, and the cop half emerges from behind the corner, aiming his weapon towards you. Drop your weapons, NYPD! Freeze! Drop your
sir-
weapons! I won't repeat myself.
Okay, I moved the light off him actually.
You move the light off him. Drop them now! And you see that he reaches for the radio. 10-4, this is Stevens. I'm at the apartment building. Send. He gives the address. Send backup. We have suspects. Armed suspects. Drop your weapons.
Shit.
Run.
What?
Right, sir. There's a problem here that you need to be aware
Drop
of.
your weapons.
Oh, Lord.
You know that he's going to shoot you in a second.
I shoot him.
Okay. You fire first.
Whoa.
All right. Sure. Roll me firearms.
You know, sir.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
All right. Yeah. You've hit him. Roll damage. It's.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Right, let's see. Pistol. 1d10. It's 8 points of damage. You've shot him. How much a normal human? How much HP does a normal?
Like I have 9.
I'm thinking a normal hit points. What would that be?
I also have 9.
Yeah, that
hit
said,
points.
he has Kevlar on him. And you saw that before, by the way. I didn't tell that. Sorry, but he has.
Right.
So Kevlar would probably take body armor.
About 2, maybe.
Yeah, I think by 2. You hit him in the chest. The man screams.
The hit points is an average of strength and constitution. So a normal person would have about 9, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that you go unconscious when you have like what, 1, I believe, or 2, something like that.
Check it out.
Isn't a 0? And then you roll.
No, when
Zero is dead.
0 is dead essentially.
0 is dead. Oh.
Yeah, at 2 HP or below, he falls unconscious. Yeah, essentially you shot him right in center mass. He like he only had time to, you know, half scream, and then he falls to the ground. Blask.
Right.
Holy crap.
To the body. Check him
Allison,
out.
you've heard the shot as you enter the building.
Yeah, I run downstairs.
Which, by the way, it's dark here.
Crap.
Really dark. You run downstairs.
I put up my cell phone and turn on the flashlight.
Very well.
Just as I did last time.
Oh, sorry, I wrote twice. I was supposed to borrow runs. In the corner of your eye, you think you saw movement under the wall as you make your way towards the basement.
I aim my flashlight there.
There's no one there. You make your way downstairs. Right at the
And
bottom.
every time I see like somewhere where it looks like I can turn on some lights, I do.
Like I've said, on the stairs, the lights went out because the bulb exploded. Downstairs,
Yeah.
you see that there is a weak light coming from two bare bulbs. As you make your way downstairs, you turn left and you see that there's a body laying there, and suddenly two figures emerge. And two figures, you also see a figure emerging from the stairs.
I aim my gun.
You guys also probably aim your guns out of instinct. But fortunately, you quickly realize that this person is Allison. And Allison, you realize that the two figures are Scott and Robert. That said, the figure laying on the ground is the friendly, nice policeman whom you poisoned with laxatives. He's laying on the ground and he's bleeding profusely from a wound in his chest.
Is he awake?
Crap.
No, he's not. You're not sure if he's dead or if he's alive.
I
Yeah,
go over
Scott,
to him.
your bullet took him in the middle of the chest. It was a good shot. He will die very soon, probably. You know that.
Check whatever we need to check fast. Then we get out of here and call an ambulance.
Actually, sorry, I need to make a contest for him because he's in such a bad state. Let's see. Oh, that was that.
Oh.
That's good. We don't leave any witnesses.
Yeah, but what are we going to do with your gun?
I'm gonna have to get rid of it, of course.
Is anyone actually checking the man, or are you saying that yeah, he's dead?
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over and check him.
I have really high first aid skills.
So you decide.
I could help him. Maybe I have time to help him.
All right.
I think I rush to him and try to help him.
Preacher, open the storage door instead.
But I can save him.
He's not gonna be saved. We leave no witnesses.
But
I'm gonna check him. I'm gonna check him for first aid.
Okay. We'll do it your way.
All right. So, Robert, you go to the storage.
Yes, and try to open it.
Roll sanity.
Of course.
You won't be able to go there alone. You're too terrified.
I follow.
All right. Scott, you are left alone with the cop. You check him. You check the pulse.
Hey.
He's alive, but barely. He needs medical attention fast if he is to survive. And you also hear his radio going off, like someone tries to contact him.
Okay.
I think we're kind of in a rush. Hurry.
I'm gonna put a bullet in his head.
All right, you shoot them in the head. You all hear suddenly, BAM! I will need to roll for you. Roll me. It will be a hard roll. Roll me sanity, please, Scott.
Roll, yeah. Made it.
You lose 1 sanity point.
1 point.
1.
1, there we go. And I'm thinking that it should be, well,
Violence, of course.
there we go.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pick up the radio.
Alright, you pick up the radio.
And then I'm gonna just go like, yeah, it's officer here again, and it seems like there was a false alarm. He was just a cat.
Whoa.
Oh, stand down.
Oh my god.
Lord have mercy on our souls.
Hey, it's like Payday 2 and answering the radios. I know if any of you guys play this.
Yeah. Oh my.
Okay, in that case, I would like you to roll me humans, I guess.
Persuade, perhaps?
What?
Persuade?
Depending on your choice.
Alright, I'm gonna go with persuade. Human sucks, I'm just basic on that.
Both rolls are difficult for you.
There we go.
Alright, roll. The operator is not buying it. They're sending
Crap.
they're sending patrols there.
Alright, people, we have to move it. Search the storage unit.
Robert,
Okay.
you once again try to open the storage unit?
Yes.
Alright.
Shoot it open.
Yeah.
I will shoot it open. Yeah.
You don't need to roll this time. You should open the lock. Alison, once again, the sound of gunfire here is just loud as hell. You're all half deafened by it. And Scott, when you raise your eyes from the radio, you see in the shadows a suggestion.
Fucking hell.
Of
I
a
shut my
shape.
light at it.
There's nothing there. Probably wasn't nothing there. It's just your mind playing tricks with
I'm
you.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there was something there.
Right. There's Richard. There's a small suitcase, a leather messenger bag, and a long shipping tube.
Could I just take everything?
Yeah, you can.
And yeah, then I take everything, and then we bolt out of here.
All right. You bowl out of here, like outside, to the
To our car.
to your car. Very well.
First of all, as they do that, as they start bringing the stuff from the storage, I'm gonna wipe down the radio for fingerprints as carefully as I can.
All right.
Run out. I'm gonna start wiping my gun as well.
Very well. But you do holster your gun essentially.
If we come out, if there's a trash can or something outside, I'm gonna drop my gun in it.
Well, there is a trash can right in front of the building.
I drop it there.
All right, you drop it there.
And then I just drop it.
But before you reach the exit, actually, when you run upstairs, you see that on the stairs leading up, there are like a couple of people standing, really scared, but at the same time, looking what is going on when they see you emerge, and run towards the exit. They of course.
I roll down my cap over my face as I run by, just to cover my identity.
All right. You all run outside towards Richard's car. You can already hear sirens not far from you. Of course, the people that you've passed, they were like crying in terror when they saw you. You swear that you also heard something about a shadow, but maybe it was just your imagination. When you've reached the car, you drive away as fast as possible. Where are
slow,
you?
slow down, preacher.
Yeah,
Don't
where are you driving to? I just want to know.
Should we be driving back to Mr. Silva?
Yeah.
Or should we drive somewhere to hide for a moment?
Let's drive somewhere. Like, bring us under an overpass or in a tunnel or in a parking garage or something, just to have things cool down a little bit.
Yeah, I tried to find a parking garage, which we can cool down in.
Yeah, like no worries. You find the parking garage without any problems. Oh, sorry. I also need Allison and Richard to roll me sanity as well.
Do you mean Robert?
Robert, yeah. I don't know why I call you Richard. Sorry. Robert and Allison.
Sanity.
All right, Allison passed. Oh, nice.
Oh, it's not my day.
Okay.
The guy driving. That's just great.
You lose 3 sanity points.
Oh, 3.
Yeah. Because you didn't expect your colleague to murder a man in cold blood.
That's true.
Allison, of course, you know, you are shaken by this, but you are holding up. That said, yeah, it was pretty hardcore. So, you drive to a garage, a multi-story garage actually. You park your car. Whew. What now?
I shit.
Well, what went on in there?
What the actual fuck, Scott?
What?
Did you just murder that poor man?
Well, it had to be done.
Did it?
It certainly would not.
No, you know that he had our identities. If we just ran out of there, what were we supposed to do? He was about to shoot us as well. We fucked
But
up.
I could have stopped the bleeding, and you could have taken the things in the locker.
Then he would have survived, and our identities would be blown, and the operation would be a failure. No, it's not.
Yeah, we don't know that. Don't you think that this organization we are now working for have the means to help us in some kind of legal situation?
Oh,
I certainly do. I certainly do. I
don't
think they have
they're
people
interested in
everywhere.
that at all. I think they need the people who make the hard calls.
Oh, whatever. Tell me what happened.
Reverend here, you tell her.
I found an urn with these Hebrew markings, and I show her the urn
Allison,
and tell her.
You know Hebrew?
No, I don't.
Alright, so there are just some strange markings on a clay jar shaped like a figure.
And I tell her about the name. I tell her about the lore of. I'm trying to find the name of that.
Well, you
thing.
don't really know the lore. It's essentially
Death Shadow.
Salamavev, which translates to a death shadow.
Yeah, that's what I tell her.
Allison, you can roll occult if you wish.
That's what I mean with the lore.
Occult?
Yeah.
I don't have almost anything in occult.
Oh, it was close actually, but no, unfortunately not.
Then I can tick occult. Yay!
Yeah.
My first tick for today.
Yes, you can.
There
You
is
can.
no-
You can tick occult.
Do you guys have a tick for? I was thinking unnatural.
So
You don't get the ticks for unnatural.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what I meant.
you need to learn unnatural essentially, and it's a difficult and dangerous task between missions. So you're all sitting in the jeep, thinking, what now?
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna do what? We're gonna go through the stuff, the suit. I got you correctly, sir. It was a suitcase, a leather messenger bag, and a shipping cube.
Yes, shipping cube, about 24 inches long.
All right. Do we want to check those out? Or
Yes.
do we want to just give it to somebody else? And
Give me a
No,
second,
we
sorry.
want to check it.
Yeah.
all right. I'll take.
I don't trust that Silva.
What's not to trust? Okay. I'm gonna go with the leather messenger bag. That's gonna be my thing.
What was it more than the cube and the bag?
Suitcase, bag, and yeah, suitcase, bag, and cube.
Then I take the suitcase.
Then I take the cube.
Your handler just squeaked to death.
I'm here.
Yes. The shadows.
The shadows took it.
I'm here.
Right,
So-
we search. Each of us search one thing.
All right. So first, you open a small suitcase.
Yes.
It's unfortunately only full of clothes. Nothing. There's
Oh.
nothing interesting here.
Crap.
That said, there's a leather messenger bag. Inside the bag is a cell phone, a wallet, a watch, glasses, a journal, maps of Israel and Masada, Israel history books, a book on Jewish mythology as well.
Jackpot.
Roll me the... Who's checking the bag? Actually, you can all roll psychology.
Psychology.
Psychotherapy?
There is a psychology, I
Is
think.
it has to be a science then. Then I don't have it.
Yeah, it can be no, I mean... Psychotherapy. Alright, let's make it psychotherapy.
I have 0 in that, so I don't think that I can roll.
Yeah.
You have 10. It's basic.
Ah, of course.
What?
Nope.
What?
Oh.
Oh, there.
Alice
So-
failed, yeah.
No.
Alright.
Alright,
Why haven't I taken psychotherapy? I don't know.
nobody knows. Ma'am.
I have so much in human intelligence that I'm just like, why not in psychotherapy?
Actually, it should be human intelligence.
Okay, let's say that it can be humaned.
That would be a better idea.
Oh man, poof!
Alright. Oh.
Oh crap!
But I actually rolled kind of good.
Yeah, Scott, you don't really know what this strange thing known as feelings is.
Fun park, theme park somewhere in Israel, I think.
Yeah, Alison, unfortunately not. That said, Robert, you think that it is highly unlikely that Professor Eschel would have left the safe house without grabbing a few, if not all, of the personal items. Therefore, you think that it is unlikely that Professor Eschel left the safe house voluntarily. The cell phone is a disposable pay-as-you-go phone. Who's checking the journal?
I suggest the Reverend checks it out.
I can check the journal.
This is the journal of Professor Eschel. The most recent entries in the journal describe the professor's surprise and joy at finding the golem-shaped clay jar. The professor also notes that the inscription on the jar concerns him and that after speaking to his supervisor, he is planning on smuggling the clay jar out of Israel. The final entry in the journal is annotated in the margin with a small triangle.
Delta Green. I point to the triangle, proud of having accomplished something.
Yeah, remember that you don't know the name.
I just point to the triangle.
Yeah.
See
Yeah,
the
well,
triangle.
the triangle, of course, is similar to the one found in one of the files belonging to Cloud Bowman. Who checks the maps?
I actually am pretty good at navigating, so I'll check the maps.
Alright. like the Israel map is nothing special. That said, the Masada map has a red circle on it, less than a mile northwest of the city of Masada.
Right. So
Yeah.
it seems to be the place where he got the clay thingy from, I guess.
Perhaps. Finally, there's the tube. Who's checking the tube?
I can take the tube.
The shipping tube is labeled as property of Tel Aviv University. You open the tube?
Man.
Yes.
You smell antiquity. Positively ancient stuff. Inside is a scroll. Obviously old as all hell. You take it out?
Yes.
It's written in the same language that is present on the clay jar. Reverend. It's Hebrew.
Allison, can I read the scroll?
Yes, sure.
You take the scroll delicately into your hands because, like I said, you think it's thousands of years old. Seriously.
Yeah.
You read the scroll. It takes you some time because it's ancient Hebrew. So you generally get what is written there, but it's not easy. This scroll contains a spell designed to trap the Tsalmavev, a shadow creature. The scroll also describes that a container that has been blessed for the dead is required to store the creature. The spell is rather lengthy. It's long. And it is designed to trap the so-called death shadow.
Whoa. I tell my colleagues about the spell, and then I say, I think we have to go back to that safe house. We have to stop the shadow creature.
Are you sure?
When
I'm
you say
definitely
spell,
sure. Yeah.
are you seriously like a real proper spell like Harry Potter?
It seems like that, yes. And I mean, the urn, doesn't it all seem legit? I mean, that scroll is thousands of years old.
I think it all seems pretty weird.
It's weird, but I've seen some stuff down in the Middle East, and I tell you, those shadow things, man.
I did see a cop actually disappearing in front of me, so I'm willing to buy in at least a little bit to that, but I'm not quite sure that I want to go back there without having a shitload of lights.
And when you say that, you see that Robert is kind of sitting.
Ring, 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 ring. Alison, your phone. Ring, ring.
I'm answering.
This is Silva. You hear his icy tone, essentially. Where are
Hello,
you? Where
Hello,
are you?
Silva. We're hiding.
Return at your nearest convenience to our meeting point. The operation is officially over. I don't like to repeat myself, Mrs. Steele.
We'll do our best.
Silva out. Think, 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 think.
He wants us.
Right?
Now. Mr.
Go
Silva.
back?
I guess we should go back.
I want to go back to the building.
What do you think? If we give him the spell, do you think he will, or some other in this organization, will take care of the shadow? Seems like they have better control over things like that than we do.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, we can't very well go back there. I mean, missing from that building,
There will
right?
be police everywhere. They will find a dead cop in there.
Yeah, that's true.
We go back to Silva.
Yes.
I think so.
So we drive back to Silva.
You drive back to Silva, to the Chinese theater.
Yes.
Very well. It's it's early evening when you finally reach the place. You enter the screening room. You see that Silva probably smoked something like 2 packets of cigs. Because the ashtray, the old ashtray that was probably already here, is just full of the, of cigarette butts. And there are 2 cigarette packets crushed laying on the floor. Silva is actually smoking even now. He looks at you, takes out a small, tablet from his pouch. This is a fancy tablet with this, with a leg stand.
Okay.
Puts it on the table, opens the tablet. New York Times. First thing you see, there's a video material from the apartment, as well as a rather long and tasty article about missing cup and a dead cup. There's that. Witness testimonies. Already the NYPD issued a statement that they will respond in force, that there will be zero tolerance for cop killers. Of course, you quickly skim the article and the headlines, because you don't think you have the time to read this all. Silva just looks at you as you do this. When you actually finish reading or skimming, he mutes the tablet, packs it back into his pocket. Explain yourselves.
Well, guys,
I look
Claim
at the
yourself.
preacher.
Who was the bright one who thought that murdering a cop would probably help in an operation designed to actually help to make sure that the CIA safe house will remain operational for many more years to come? And who was actually a bright person to think that killing people, innocent people, will help in the op?
Also, during the situation, we were busted. We had a cop having us at gunpoint to gun for unknown reasons, and making a snap judgment. We thought it would be better equipment.
Not we.
Right. So basically, I thought it would be better to get all the equipment out of the area, cleaning the safe house, and getting us out instead of being arrested with all the incriminating material and guns at the scene. Decision. I made it. The cop had busted us. I thought it would be a better idea to get rid of the witnesses than leave them and us in the hands of the police.
The 2 of you were busted by the cop.
Yes, sir.
What about Miss Steele?
I was handling the cup outside for as long as I could.
Couldn't you go and help them?
Oh, so how? Run past the cup? Give him diarrhea once more?
I don't even want to know.
I dragged him away from the door, so he followed me to buy some water and stuff to keep him away from the door as long as possible so they could get out.
One cop is dead, one cop is missing.
Yeah, the one that's missing is not our fault. There was some kind of, what did you say, guys? Some kind of shadow?
There was some kind of shadow creature. I found an old document in this urn, and they all point towards some kind of old creature, shadow creature, that is tormenting the area. And the cup that wasn't Calamity, so to speak, he was taken by the shadows.
So how many cops total there were?
2.
Right. So one was taken by the shadows, the other was shot by Mr. Scott here. So
that's correct.
So once again, I want to ask you, Miss Steele, why didn't you help them in disabling the cup? Mr. Scott is ex-Special Forces. He could easily let the cop try and cuff him and then disable him without killing the man.
I'm sorry, I was just, as I understood it, would be preferable not to leave witnesses.
I didn't say that you had to kill anyone, you cretin! You know what kind of fallout this will produce? This thing that killed the other cop, it's still out there. You know how many people it will now kill? You can't shut the fuck up! Right? You can't return there. Your faces will be all over the fucking 7-Eleven 8 o'clock news. This thing will kill and kill and kill. It will kill the cops who will go there and retrieve the body of their comrade. It will kill people who live there. We don't know if it will escape or if it will remain in the place.
Then luckily we know how to get rid of it.
Oh, do tell. How?
Show the
Don't show me, just tell me.
The man who brought the urn, which the shadow, what brought in, he also had a scroll with the bell, you can say, that's supposed to catch the shadow.
Actually, the shadow wasn't brought in that urn. That urn would become its prison, I think.
Yes.
If I understood it right.
Possibly you can educate us, Silva. They call it the Death Shadow from Israel.
I'm not a walking encyclopedia of freaks. I will need to make a research for this thing. Anyway, even if you have means to send the creature back, you can go back there, and you can't send any agents there right now, because the place is swarming with cops and there will be many more dead bodies, or actually disappeared dead bodies soon. If what you say is true, this thing probably, I don't know, maybe it devours the people, maybe it sends them somewhere.
Oh, it will be fine as long as they keep the lights on.
I'll make sure to call the chief of NYPD and say that his men need to cover themselves in Christmas lights, because otherwise an evil shadow from another dimension or maybe another galaxy, or I don't know, will eat them alive. In this organization we use finesse, unless we don't have any other choice, and you had other choice. Killing people is the last thing we need to do. You are next Special Forces, Mr. Kremer.
That's right. We don't leave any witnesses.
No, in Special Forces, they teach you that sometimes not pulling the trigger is more important than pulling one.
That's right. This was not one of those occasions.
Like fuck
Them.
it was. Like fuck it wasn't. It was. You were just gung ho and wanted to shoot someone.
I do get that feeling sometimes, yes.
Yes. And now I think that perhaps I made a mistake by taking you in. I don't want a
Alright.
bloodthirsty psychopath on my payroll. I want calculating, calm, and measured men and women. This thing right now that you did, it will have heavy repercussions. You don't kill cops. Yes, you shoot at the cops, but you don't kill them. They won't let this down. It will make my life a hell of a lot harder. I'm responsible for the New York City. You are responsible for the New York City. Now every single cop will be on high alert and will have a twitchy trigger finger. Not to mention will burn with vengeance to avenge his comrade. That fucking thing. Death Shadow. You can't go back there. As much as I would like to send you so that the creature could take care of you and it would make my life a bit easier, I can't send you back there. So we have to go this operation a pass. In a couple of weeks, when this whole thing quiets down, we return to the building and see if anything can be done for its inhabitants, if there will be any by that time. And we'll see if the creature will actually still be there. Where's the gun that you shot the cop with?
I wiped it and I tossed it.
Good. Right. There's a problem. There are already witnesses saying that they saw 3 people emerging from the tenement building. I mean, apartment building. Good for you, and well, good for us. That these people, it was obvious that they were scared shitless. So their reports don't match. One of them, for example, mentions a very tall blonde man, while the other mentions a Latino woman with red hair. Yet another one mentions a person of color with curly black hair, so at least that's good. Oh, but all in all, this operation is a complete snafu. Leave all the things that you found there to me. I'll need to contact the CIA, tell them about this. I mean, they already know, but now I will need to make sure that they will be willing to help us in the future after this colossal screw up. You know, satellite surveillance, drones, these things are usually they are handy. I wouldn't want to lose them.
Of course not.
Yes. That said, there's a big chance that we will, at least for some time. But I'll make sure to minimize the fall after this thing. Mr. Kramer, I suggest that you visit a psychoanalyst after
Whoa.
this. Or a psychologist, a good one. If you will tell me now that you don't need one, I will relieve you from your duty. Like I've said, I don't need psychopaths in my outfit.
Well, sir, I'm just kind of curious here. We actually preserved the cover story of the apartment, and we got away with all the evidence, leaving no witnesses. So I'm not really sure that I do see it as a failure.
What
But I
part
think
of shadow creature eating people you don't actually understand?
I do understand that fully,
Yes.
but that was never, however, in our
That
mission
was.
briefing at
These
all.
were new mission parameters,
Oh,
Kramer.
really?
Yes. As a soldier, you should know that sometimes a mission can change
Yeah,
suddenly.
I do know that.
And what were you doing then in the Rangers in the 75th Regiment? So what? You were just like, oh yeah, mission change. Well, fuck, we go home. You know, we weren't prepared for that. Or did you adapt?
You do have to make a snap decision, but we fulfilled the mission parameters as they were given
The
to us.
mission parameters changed. You fulfill the basic mission parameters. They've changed mid-mission.
All right.
There's a supernatural evil out there preying on the people. This is much more important than the basic mission parameters.
Okay, so we know.
And no, you didn't succeed. Yes, you've recovered the loot. That said, this place is burned. The cops will sweep the place from top to bottom. They will find everything in every single apartment. CIA won't be able to use it for decades. So no, you didn't accomplish this mission.
I thought it would be the perfect place, actually, but okay, yeah, I'm good with that, sir.
You're not good with thinking, Kramer. Actually, you're not good with shooting as well.
Practice makes perfect.
Get out of my sight, all of you. I'll call you when I need you.
All right, I walk out of there.
Mr. Silva, could I ask you something?
My temper is very short right now, Reverend, but yes, you can ask something, please. One thing. And then you're getting the fuck out of here.
Of course. You know my backstory, I suppose.
Yes, I know. I also
In the
know
military.
I also know that Kramer is not really Kramer, and yes, I know, because otherwise I wouldn't take you in.
Yeah, and I've been stationed down in the Middle East, and my wife disappeared by some kind of creature.
The temple, yes.
Yes, the temple.
I'm sorry for your loss, I truly am.
Yeah, thank you. But this is awfully. This is kind of similar to that situation. So
Not really. From your reports here, it seems that this creature, this death shadow, whatever it is, I will take a look into it. Not only me. I don't think it kills people like in the way that the creature that killed those people in the temple did. Those people were torn apart, at least according to your report.
yeah, of course.
And those people here, they've disappeared. They're gone. I'm not going to hypothesize. It's not really healthy.
No, of course,
these
but
kind of things. But if you're thinking that this is the thing that took your wife, I don't think it is.
okay.
I don't know if it makes your conscience a little easier or not.
Actually, I don't know either.
This world is full of many bad things.
Yeah, I understand that. But if you ever get the chance, I would like to help with the investigations on these kind of things.
If I'll need you, I'll give you a call.
Thank you.
Right now, I suggest that you and your colleagues lay low for a few days. Don't go out unless you have to. Take some days off from work.
Yeah.
Wear high collars and caps, baseball caps. Maybe Miss Steele could even dye her hair. It would probably help.
Of course.
One more thing, Reverend. Another screw up like that, and you will be relieved.
Of course, I understand.
I do mean relieved, if you know what I mean.
Whoa.
If you don't know what I mean, this means that we're going to fucking kill you in your sleep. Because the fight that we are fighting is more against some band of Hajis who like to detonate themselves in subway, or against Bin Laden or stuff like that. We are fighting
I
against...
understand.
No, you really don't understand. You're saying that you understand because you're trying to be polite and you try to placate me. And you're failing miserably. You don't understand, and probably that's for the better, actually, because if you would probably be a little more crazy, or would probably be an alcoholic or a drug addict. You don't understand, not yet. That said, I won't tolerate something like this again.
Of course.
Tell that to Mr. Cowboy.
I will.
Now get out. I'll call you.
And then I leave.
You leave. You, I presume, meet outside.
Yes.
I sit steaming, pissed off on the hood of my car outside.
Alright. You see that Allison and Robert approach you.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
No?
Oh, and for the record, Mr. Rasta Scott Kramer Blasta Award, whatever your hell your name is. If we screw up one more time, he will actually kill us. Probably in our sleep.
Well, then we have to sleep lightly, I guess. I do realize, of course, that there's no single way that we're not going to be screwing up in the future if they don't even brief us about the real mission.
I realize that.
You also realize that if I didn't shoot that copper, we would be in jail right now.
Yeah, but you heard him. He actually is friend with the police force.
Right? He should have told us. But yeah, okay. Let's go with that.
Yeah, he should have told us. Maybe we shouldn't be so trusting on Mr. Silva in the
I don't
future.
think we should, because I don't think he is friends with the police force at all. And I think he would gladly sell us out and just leave us to rot in jail if it means that he can cover up his mission.
So next time, I think we need to ask more questions about the mission.
Probably.
Yeah. Problem is that we don't know which questions to ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like there's gonna be a pretty tough road.
We should probably keep together in the next mission.
Yeah.
Look, I like saving people as much as the next guy, but I mean, if we don't have a chance at winning, like towards a shadow entity, to pretty much do what we have to do to get out of there. Right?
Yeah,
I would prefer to come out alive at least.
Yes, and that is the thing that strikes me as very weird. We don't get as much info, and then when we screw up, like you said, of course we're gonna screw up. We get a ton of shit. We had to leave no witnesses. I obviously realized that.
Guess we're just gonna have to play the game better next time.
Yeah. What do you say, Miss Steele?
Yeah, I don't. I think it's hard. Terribly hard. Because it's just like you said. how are we supposed to know what rules apply when we don't get any rules? Last time we cleaned up shit and released the monster, and that was fine. Today we released the monster and cleaned up, though we killed a cop as well. But now he's reacting to the release a monster.
Yeah.
You can roll for human, everyone, if you wish so.
Moment coming up.
Alison passed, alright. Scott
I
did.
actually fumble again, or have I forgotten to scroll down? No,
Humit.
No, you didn't fumble.
I-
You
I just failed.
Robert and Alison. Essentially, what from what you've gathered from your talk with Silva is that you don't really think that he was lying to you about the mission parameters. He didn't know about the creature. That's like the first thing.
What did you say? That
He didn't lie. He didn't know about the creature.
Yeah, he didn't know about the creature. At least that's what you get.
Yeah, okay.
Second thing is that yes, you've released the monster last time, but it was in the faraway, area. Not
Wasn't his area of responsibility.
No, it's one. Well, that's two. Although more important is that it wasn't a heavily urbanized area. It was in the middle of a forest, and this creature is in the middle of New York City.
Yeah, but it was also a shitloads of fast creature.
Yeah.
Could get to the city in like
Well, of course.
an hour or two.
But if you remember, Silva actually, was telling you that he's pretty confident. He's pretty confident that they will stop this creature because even if it's fast, it's still sort of physical thing. Like it's a beast. And this thing is no one really knows what. It's some kind of ethereal fiend. And like I said, more important, and you think that that's what Silva meant, was that this thing is in the middle of New York, and he's not sure if it's bound to the apartment building, or perhaps it can just leave any time. But the most important thing is that, and you also realize this, Alison and Robert, Silva never told you to actually to kill anyone to cover your tracks. And Alison, especially you, since you're CIA, you know that killing people to cover your tracks is actually rather hard stuff. It's not, it's not like in the movies. A good spy does not kill to cover the tracks. It's like
I know that.
It's like the final option. Mm,
That's also why I reacted when he shot him.
yeah. So and that's why he was also pissed because just shooting someone in cold blood. Maybe if it was like a gangster, a hooligan, a gang member, yeah. But a cop, there's a fallout from that. There's a heavy fallout because cops don't like when some of them are when they're killed, essentially. At least that's what you guys, Alison and Robert, think.
Yeah.
Alison thinks more about this because she wrote better because she has very high human. Yeah.
Of course.
That said, yes, of course, some of the mission parameters have been accomplished, and you did recover the possessions of Professor Eshel. But who knows
Precious.
who knows what will come next? You're not really sure. Yeah, and that's it. That was today's operation.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry if I mean, when I yelled, I'm not sure if you guys like this kind of stuff. I'm sorry, I really wanted to like express
Oh,
Silva's anger.
I have no problem with it. I
Okay.
No,
keep the game and personal stuff separate.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
no
me
problem
neither.
for me neither.
Yeah, I am. I
It
will
was
be,
cool.
I will be avoiding like some, heavy or disturbing stuff. I'm not sure if you guys like it, and I don't want to like impose this kind of things on new players. But when I try to at least be expressive.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, cool. Of course,
No problem.
this doesn't mean
So
that
do I.
this doesn't mean that I'm going to like shout every single session, but yeah. Right. So this was a fun little operation. I've found it some time ago on the Fairfield Project website, which is very good. I think I've actually linked it in our group. I'm taking all of our operations from there. It actually won some kind of award back in 2014, I think. Mm, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
It was really cool, especially when we started to see shadows,
Yeah.
and you like upped your voice, and there is something standing there. What? The scary part was really good.
I especially like the part when I said that, like, I know that saying that I like my, me saying stuff is like patting myself on the back, but I think I like the part with the cop the most. The cop who was on the stairs, and then I'm saying the shadows took him. Like,
Yeah.
because believe it or not, this is a very like when you read it, this is a very creepy scenario. that's why I've picked it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the part with the cop on the stairs because that left us like stumped. We were just arguing, and we felt that we could like get out of this argument. We felt that we had the reason to be there and stuff like that. We felt that we could win, and he wanted to bring us in, and then suddenly just
Bam.
off mid sentence, it's like, what happened? So
Yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that because you felt so small, and that's the thing that I appreciate with cosmic horror, I guess.
I also like when the missions aren't too easy. I like the fact that you fail sometimes.
Yeah.
Because if you know that you're gonna win, then it's no fun.
Yeah, there's no tension essentially. That's actually true.
None at all. Like that's like what I say with, which is not at all the same, but that's the reason why I hate the James Bond movies, because I know he's not gonna die. Makes the entire movie pointless.
Believe it, believe it or not, there were a couple roles, which if I would pass them, it would mean very bad things for characters. Because I don't know if how much you guys are familiar with Delta Green, but it's very easy to lose your character here, and I hope that you don't have any problems with that. Because like I'm not going to just do everything to kill your characters, but I'm also not a like handler or game master or whatever you want to call it who like holds back punches. In Delta Green, it's very easy to lose a character, so just so you know.
I'm cool with that. That's actually the reason I like making a character. This character here is kind of different from anything that I've ever played, so I'm really happy with trying out characters as well.
Okay.
Yeah, this
So,
Allison is completely different what I've played before also.
Yeah, all your characters are really cool. I like them a lot. Seriously, and I think they complement each other very nicely. I like the fact that you also, you have different views on stuff. Like, for example, Robert is this voice of reason, while I do actually understand Scott's point of view. But then again, I also understand Silva's point of view. Because remember that, I know what he thinks and you really don't. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
yeah, so, he has to think about the bigger picture. while you, of course, had to think about yourselves, and that's completely normal. Yeah. So
I think it's pretty fun actually. It's the kind of conflict where the really good movies tend to have that very same conflict where the characters solve the situation in the present and then they get lost in the bigger picture, in the cosmic. But I think it was a great scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it as well, and I liked all of your all of your role playing as usual. Loved Alison's ideas with coffee and interacting with the cup. I love you guys, your interactions in the apartment, and they were like, "Oh my God, it's Shadow! Robert, did you saw that?" It was like, "We should run. We must run. Where to? Basement, because it's dark there. Quick, turn off the lights. The thing from the shadows won't be able to see us."
I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was. You don't have any shadows in the dark.
Or perhaps you have all the shadows in the dark.
Everything are shadows.
Yeah, everything are
It's really
shadows.
not.
And that was, by the way, that was one of the roles, which I failed, and fortunately for you, Scott, because, yeah.
I thought it was a cool idea, but
Because
yeah.
Then the hands, when you turned on the light, the hands was centimeters from you.
Yeah, from grabbing you, essentially. So that was really cool. Guys, usually I thank you a lot. I'm sorry for my sore throat today.
It's okay.
Jim,
Yeah?
I'll send you the file
Thank you.
if you want to. I'm not going to upload it in this case. I haven't uploaded the file that you sent me yet. Sorry for that. I honestly had a hectic time for a couple of.
No,
Yeah,
but it's
the
okay.
the best part almost is if you want to upload it to YouTube, it's better if we find someone who can make a good front page first. So if we make it a YouTube video, then we put the front page. So that's what we see all the time.
Like
Yeah.
a cover art.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Like a cover art.
I think so
Yeah.
too. Unfortunately, I am uploading my game sessions there, but it's mainly for me and the guys with the guys with whom I play. So we are making this very I am making this very amateur like. If you guys have someone,
it would be fun to make it just step up the game a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. Honestly,
I have actually I have thought about some ideas. If you have a few minutes
sure,
to listen.
I do.
I got a friend of mine who is actually working on a cover for us.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
I have sent him the cover art from the Need to Know Rules supplement.
Okay.
And gave him what's it called, artistic freedom, and said that this is kind of how Delta Green looks on the covers. Knock yourself out, have fun doing some cover art. He actually did the cover art for my band's first EP.
Okay.
I think that I have shown it in the group. I don't remember.
Does he sketch people and stuff as well?
No, he only does everything in Photoshop. So he cuts pieces of art and put them together, and shades and stuff. So everything is in Photoshop.
Okay.
It turns out really great all the time. Then I have another thought when we're uploaded to some kind of
podcast. Yeah, I wanted to
podcast site.
Yeah.
We should cut them to 50-minute programs or something.
Okay.
Because people tend to. You can handle one episode 50 minutes. It's like watching Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
So you can handle 50 minutes, then you cut it, and also that gives us 3 episodes per session.
Operation. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we play once every 3 weeks, we still can upload once a week.
That's actually a very cool idea. Okay. So in that case, we should make a brainstorm on our fan page about podcasts. I honestly never did that. I only took part in a podcast last year, like Warhammer Fantasy. But yeah, I don't really know any podcast websites. I am going to read about them a bit. If you guys have any suggestions, of course, they are more than welcome. Because, like I said, I'm amateur when it comes to this stuff.
Because I listen to like 4 Swedish role-playing podcasts, and there is an app called Castbox,
Okay.
which has a lot of English and podcasts from all over the world, I think. So that is an app.
Okay.
Castbox, yeah, I can check that app out. And but I guess I'll have to do some research on how to upload.
Okay, so
podcasts.
The general consensus is that we wait for your friend, who's by the way Class A bloke, for doing this. I thank him from all of us,
Yeah, I will.
for the cover. Then we cut our recordings into few parts.
Yeah.
We add the cover, upload it to YouTube and to the podcasty thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. Awesome.
One thing that you can check out is how much the cases that we use, if the handouts are open source or if there's
like watermarked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think they are. The Fairfield project generally has, the everything is legal and free.
Yeah, because if it is open source, then we also, if we make it to a YouTube video, then it's really easy to like just put it into the video, so people who actually want to watch it on YouTube can see the handouts when we give it out, even if we don't want to show the Roll20 screen.
Okay, sure.
But that, as I said, then it needs to be open source, so we don't get sued as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, actually, I've been uploading my sessions to YouTube for the last 4 years, like Warhammer Fantasy sessions, and I am using handouts from PDFs, like original PDFs, and many fan-made scenarios. They can be viewed like on screen because I'm not using any title card, and I never had any problems. In fact, actually, I've managed to speak and interview a couple of people from Games Workshop, people who obviously can watch my channel or read my blog about that, where there are also links.
I think it's a case of fair use.
Yeah,
I would say.
like, of course, but I will check it, Joanna. Sure thing, just to be sure.
Yeah,
but
because that would be a nice touch, I think.
Yeah.
If we want to upload it to YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. But even if we will do that, I will still first I will send the message. The file to Jim first.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, guys. Doodle coming up. We'll decide when to play next. Another operation.
Yeah.
Thank you for the game as usual. It was a blast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you too.
Indeed.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and like don't in Delta Green generally sometimes you fail because I've run before. This game is hard. Like the operations are hard. The whole cloak and dagger stuff. We're not telling you what you really should know.
Yeah.
So please don't get demoralized by this. Okay. Like
no problem.
I mean,
that's part of the fun, I think.
Yeah, you're doing excellent, and seriously, this group is awesome.
Thank you, and
Thank
you
you. I
are
think it's
awesome.
fun.
Thanks, guys. Well,
all right, talk to on Google then, or Doodle. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll create Doodle. See you later. Take care. Bye for now.
All the best. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All the best.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.